Do you know I'm not good at everything? May be hard to believe, I know that. I'm not good at everything. I have strengths and weaknesses, just like everybody else. So do you know what my tendency is to do? To do what I'm better at. Right? When's the last time you ate a sandwich and told your leg, I want you to digest that sandwich? Right? A body. Many members, one body. We should be allowed to do what we're better at doing. We should be encouraged to do what we're better at doing. Where we fail sometimes is saying, well, I'm not good at doing that, but if I'm going to be faithful, I better go ahead and do it anyway, when you're better at it. Maybe I should let you have that and do your good work and hold your hands up for doing it. And if I can learn something and benefit, great, I will. But I don't have to do everything that needs to be done because there's a body. Now, I'm not saying we should take an attitude then and stay away from things, avoid things, and have an attitude of not wanting to be involved. Be involved. And if you are involved and you want to be there and you want to do, everybody in the body is going to see that you're doing what you as a body part ought to be doing. And encourage one another, support one another, be there for one another. But the general attitude about assembly should be an attitude, if the church is together and there's benefit to be had, there's something to be done toward God, offered to God, I want to be a part of that. My part in that may be making sure I'm out of your way while you do a good work.
So, my understanding is that word forsake means to leave behind, like in the desert.
Yes.
Such that it's low enough that if I come back, the sands will have covered it up.
Yes.
So that's a strong word, forsake. And
Yes.
I don't think many of us are in that practice.
Yeah.
Something you just said is what raised my hand. If there's benefit to be had. You know, I think most of it, we always want to cast it on the person who's not coming. And yes, I get that. But the question is, people go where they perceive value.
Yes.
So, for those of us who are here, is it our responsibility to behave and act in a way that is valuable for people to be here?
Absolutely.
So, yes, there's worship and there's Bible teaching. That's true, but in theory, someone can sit at home and YouTube that.
Yeah.
And get the same information. Are we creating an environment such that people want to be with us? Or is it a little, I just think that's, half the people aren't here now.
Yeah.
Half the people won't be here tonight. Less than half on Wednesday. So the problem may be with them.
Right.
The question is the problem with us as well, that we're not creating, besides the message, which again, they could get at their house. I'm not saying they should.
Yeah.
What are we doing to create, again, no, I'm not a part of the worship. We kind of throw things together here.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know who's serving what, and what's doing. There's not, again, most congregations are that way.
What? Why?
Because no one steps up, I guess.
Sometimes.
We don't know who's going to be here.
Sometimes. Yeah.
I'm just saying,
There's
it's more than the worship. I don't think
Yeah.
it's the worship performance, if you will,
Right.
that gets people in the door, out the door. It's
Right.
whether or not the brothers and sisters create an environment of value. I hate to use that term, but
Yeah.
we know what we're talking about.
right.
So that I go, I don't want to miss because I value that person or that relationship or these relationships. I want to be there.
And that most certainly needs to be there. It's built into it. It should be there. And if we're failing in that, lacking in that, then we need to examine that, and we need to do better. Absolutely. That's right. And that's why we're talking about it right now. We don't usually talk about all of this. Usually what we... Yeah, okay. Usually we focus on another part of it, which is also built in, which is this is a responsibility. This is obedience. And if I'm going to obey God, I'm going to be with His people. I'm trying to discuss it in a broader way and bring some of this out. We should be helpful to that as much as we can be, because we're supposed to be good for each other as we come together. And if that's there, that will be another prompting reason for brethren together anytime we do and want to be there.
We need there's validity to that big time.
Yes.
At the same time, it's all encompassing. It's not just a certain portion of it.
Right.
And I think that's where a lot of people in the world today, they want to get something out of it. They want to get some value, and I think that's why it's become an entertainment venue for a lot of people, because
Certainly.
that way they feel like they're getting something out of it.
Right.
We should be able to get something out of it without all of that. And,
Right.
and if we can get that by being each other and being with each other and edifying each other, that's a lot stronger, a lot better than entertainment.
That's exactly right. And sadly, what happens many times when people are not practicing the truth and it becomes a big entertainment-driven industry, they also are friendly and kind and helpful and provide a good atmosphere. And so people get hooked with it, both from what they're not being taught or what they're being taught that's not right, but also a good atmosphere draws people in and makes them feel close and makes them feel like family. And we need that. We don't need the entertainment idea and things that aren't following the Bible. We need to do that according to truth. But we also need that atmosphere. That's a God-given perspective about what should be seen when we come together between us. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if you love one another.
You know what, when I first came here,
I saw you.
I'm not getting off the track. When I first come here, everybody was so nice to me and everything. I came back. You know, if everybody was nice, there was a good preaching and everything, and I might not have came back.
Okay, that's good. That's a good thing. I've heard many people say when they come into this building that it's different from a lot of places they've been, that everybody is friendly and welcoming and kind to them. If they're in need, want to be helpful to them, that it's a good atmosphere. Can it be better? Pretty much everything that we do as humans can be better, right? Even if it's good, it can be better. So we should be aware of that, thinking about what could be better, and do what we can to make it better. Absolutely. Because that's important. It's important to us who are here all the time. It's important to somebody who walks through the door for the first time. It's important. If they see good between the people who are gathered as the church, that's going to be a draw. It's a draw for us. It's an important thing that I know that I should be here. It's a crucial thing that I know that this is me coming with the church before God and offering. It's important that I know that and that I'm ready to fulfill that. But it's also important, God gave it to us, that this side of it should draw us as well. And the only way it's going to draw me is if it's good. If it's good for me, beneficial to me. So we need to do everything we can to be I need to do everything I can to be beneficial to you. Knowing that you're going to be doing everything you can to be beneficial toward me. I know this is going to be reciprocal. I have been in places where that wasn't the case. I have been. I've been in places where you come in, you take your seat, you do your worship, and you get up and get out. And very few people spend any time being good for each other. They just do something in common for a little while. That's not the way it's supposed to be. That's not okay. We need it all. We need the whole picture. I'm not saying we need one and don't need it. We need it all. We are fulfilling obligation. We are obeying commands. We are doing a duty unto God. And we're doing it in fellowship with our Father through the blood of His Son, and in fellowship with one another as a family, and the whole picture needs to be there. And if it is there, it will not only be good for every member of the church, but it will be inspiring to a babe in Christ. It will bring them in. It will make them a part. It will make them welcome and feel good about it. And it will help them want to be there. Yes, ma'am.
I was just gonna say, some people are struggling with, like, inner demons,
Sure.
like social anxieties, and trying to come in, and COVID didn't help.
No.
You know, that might be some of the reason we're seeing some decrease in numbers too, is that, you know, COVID happened and a lot of people got used to being away from the services, and they kind of just got used to it. And so we're trying to bounce back from that. So it might not be something we're doing, but something that happened to us that we just got to find a way to bounce back from.
Certainly.
So, and then the people that have like social phobias, you know, I know it's not like a whole bunch of people, but for those people, it's just hard for them to come in.
Yes.
And get over those phobias. And
Jennifer?
no matter how kind others can be, it's just hard
Yeah.
to get over that.
I feel a lot more in common with someone who wants to assemble with the saints, but because of all that stuff, they just can't, than someone who doesn't want to assemble with the saints, but because of rules, they just got it.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? The spirit is there. I want to do it, but something's keeping me. You know, that's tough. But there are a lot of people, they don't want to be here, but they got to because of mom or tradition or, you know, not say a lot. There are some. And we all do it at times. There are times I don't feel like being here, but I'm here.
Right.
We all do that. Hopefully we all do that at
I would think in any of our lives there are times that I'm here because I'm supposed to be.
Right.
And then there are many more times that I'm here because I want to be.
Sure.
Sure, certainly. It's going to be there for anybody because we go through life. Somebody that's having those kinds of struggles, in everything that I see, it would be viewed the same way as somebody who gets a sickness of any kind. They've got something, they want to be there, but there's something there keeping them from it that's not totally under their control. And I hope something that might help anybody that struggles with anything like that is to talk to brethren about it, let them see that it's there, and therefore allow brethren to have an understanding, to have compassion, to care for them, to support them, to do whatever they can to be good to them and good for them, which might help them then in dealing with those things. If you feel like you're being judged all the time, that's certainly not going to help you if you're dealing with struggles like that. Brethren, family, supportive, helpful.
Get close to each other so we can recognize these problems and assist. also.
That's right.
People start secluding themselves.
Yes.
You see something's going on.
And I hope we see what's happening here. We're generally focused on helping those who are young Christians, babes in Christ. But this is for everybody. It's not only for them. This is for all of us. If I don't feel loved and wanted and supported and helped and feel like I'm good for you and you're good for me, then it's going to take away from the desire to want to be with the church, no matter what's going on. We'll stop right here.